So in recent years, I've kind of sort of taken it upon myself a personal mission to redeem the image of doubting Thomas, right? That's how we know him, doubting Thomas. But, you know, for one, I was really struck a few years ago remembering that, Thomas was really, really zealous for the mission of Jesus. You know, in fact, as Lazarus dies and Jesus gets word of it, right? The disciples are concerned because Lazarus is from Judea, and that's where Jesus wants to go back, where Lazarus is. And so all the disciples are concerned except Thomas. He says, well, then let us go with him to die in Judea, right? He's all in, right? And so one of the things that struck me is, you know, if Thomas is doubting, which he is doubting, but, you know, if he is, it's only because he was so all in on the mission of, at least what he thought the mission of Jesus was. So he may have been confused on exactly what Jesus and the way that he was going to do it was, but I think that left him in a deeper darkness than the rest of the disciples when Jesus had died and was laid in the tomb. Right, so his doubt is because of great disappointment, right? He was all in, and it comes to an abrupt end, seemingly, with the death of Jesus. Now, what about the disciples collectively, right? They all kind of doubt something to some degree, and what are they so struck by as Jesus appears to them in the upper room, a week later? Well, certainly they're struck by the fact that he's even there, right? A bodily person, even if it's a spiritualized body. They're struck that he has been raised from the dead, right? So that's part of what Thomas is doubting, right? That he's even there. How does one rise from the dead? How does one come out of the tomb, right? He doubts the very resurrection, but the rest of the disciples had seen it. But what I find fascinating in this particular moment is there's something deeper than that. As if that's not deep enough, right? A man rising from the dead, right? I think there's a deeper doubt in the disciples. And I get the clue from the fact that Jesus says repeatedly, peace be with you, peace be with you, peace be with you, right? Their hearts are disturbed. You know, certainly, yes, by his absence, he was killed and buried in a tomb. But I think the deeper thing is they're all sitting around like, how is he going to react to our having abandoned him in his moment of need? You know, remember, everybody but John scatters, right? All of the rest of the 10, right? Judas goes and John stays and everybody else scatters, right? How is Jesus going to react to our having abandoned him? And how does Jesus react? Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. The divine mercy of God himself at work in the immediate aftermath of the resurrection. He's come to bring them, restore them, fulfill them, right? His peace, his grace, his mercy at work. And I think there's something on that deeper level that we need to stop and reflect on in our own lives and in the life of the world today. You know, we celebrate his great mercy in that unique way on this particular Sunday, but it's offered to us all the time. And as I just zoom out real quick to the entirety of the world, I think there's a lot of people today who probably, you know, live such an individualized life that they don't recognize a need to be forgiven, a need to receive God's mercy. They doubt that need, right? They doubt that God's mercy towards them even really matters, you know? Maybe they don't fully understand it, or maybe they think it's just given and, you know, you move on with your life. But there's a great number of the population that's like that. But I also think, again, there's something deeper, right? There's something deeper. It isn't just about not needing God's mercy. I think a lot of people today, whether they'll admit it or not, whether they will admit it or not, don't fully believe that they will be forgiven, right? The deeper lie, right, isn't that I don't need God's mercy. It's that I don't believe I'll be given God's mercy, right? Now that's deep heart stuff, right? I mean, sometimes it takes a while to get to that place, but I think that's the reality. There's a deep lie in so many people that that we really don't realize that God's mercy really is for us as well. And sometimes it's because we don't realize how bad the things that we've done have affected us. You know, we don't realize, right? But the fact remains that God comes to give us complete and total forgiveness for everything that we've done. And the uniqueness of this day is that, you know, being in a state of grace, receiving Holy Communion, right? We are brought back to the same purity of soul that we had at the moment we were baptized. What an incredible grace. What an incredible grace. And for us gathered here, approaching the Lord's fountain of mercy, right? There's something that we should take with us as we approach this altar, and that's, do I really believe that Jesus' mercy is completely and totally for me, right? Is there something in my heart I need to untwist and really realize, you know, Jesus has come back for me, right? He's come back for me, just like he came back for Thomas alone, right? To reveal himself yet again. Jesus comes here today just for you, right? He's come back to absolve you of everything, right? To give you peace. That's what he desires for you. That's so much of what the inheritance that he's given us is. Peace in your hearts. So as we continue in prayer today, really, you know, whether you're Mike approaching this sacrament uniquely yourself, right, in confirmation, whether it's any one of us approaching the table of the Lord, right, as we go forward, right, really believe and allow Jesus' word to you be peace in your heart. Hear him say, peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. That you may move forward, right? Commissioned and graced in Jesus Christ. That you may live your life in freedom and joy and the power of the resurrection and the forgiveness that Jesus has given you. You know, the greatest attribute of God truly is his mercy. And we dive headfirst into it today. Not only for ourselves, right? Part of this as we walk out of here, you know, to be attentive to the needs of others and the places where we can be merciful to those we know and those we love and those we just cross paths with, right? It's for everyone, right? We receive it here and we carry it out with us. Right? So we ask for the Lord's grace to believe the truth of his great mercy, right? That he has come for us in a particular way and that we may receive that mercy deep into our hearts today.